Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my sewing room. I'm Calico Kate, and this is Friday Sews. Cold day in Northeast Missouri, as it has been forever. But in my sewing room, it's nice and cozy. A lot of fails this week. Help. This. Don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Do I, all you wonderful expert people, I have been using my regular J walking foot to do this, and I keep messing up. Should I be using a different foot for this? I know it's almost the end of October and it's not done yet. I was so excited last weekend to work on it, and now look at me. It's still not done. I'm having trouble going around everything. So I don't know if I need to put my embroider foot on, if I need to put my quilting foot on. Please, if you know, I'd appreciate it if you'd let me know down in the comments. I'm about to say this is for next year because I don't know. The back looks great, and in some ways, except for right down here at the bottom and over here on the bottom, I could just about quit. But on the front, it's not as fluffy as I want it to be, which isn't all bad. But by the time I get it finished, get it cut, get the bias cut, I haven't done that yet either. It's gonna be who knows when. So it's on the projects to be right now pile. Also on the screwed up fail, my game, everything is sewn, everything is clipped, and then I went to put these on and I cut them too small. So I do know not to cut up the fabric till the project's done. So I think what I'm going to do with these matching game pieces is cut bigger ones, and then I can double sew around, but these won't even go around. And I should have known when I was cutting an inch bigger than the pieces, you know, these little pieces wasn't gonna be enough because that's only a quarter. Well, I need to go down a quarter and then down again a quarter. So I need this 2 inches bigger than this, which means instead of a 6 by 6, I needed a 7 by 7. So another sewing fail. Yeah, you know, it's really rough being a beginner sewer and trying to figure things out for yourself, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But I haven't had all fails. Last weekend, my son and daughter-in-law for my 10-year-old grandson's birthday took him to his first Chiefs game. Which, yeah, that wasn't too pretty, but oh, it was exciting. Emerson and I watched it. But I knew Emerson was a little bit out of shape because they were going to see Nikki, my daughter-in-law's brother, in Kansas City while they were there and stay with him and go to a haunted house. And she really felt like she was missing. And she was. So I wanted to do something I knew she would be excited about. And she has wanted to get back on my sewing machine. And here's a clip of that.
Where's my fabric over? See, that's... I'm not even sewing on this.
So this is what the finished product looks like. And you can see the E. And I don't know what this is. This started out as a pillow. Well, we didn't even use all the strips she picked out. And then it went to a hot pad for her in her play kitchen. Then it went to a wall hanging. Then she decided to use fabric paint and paint on it. Don't you love how little kids just change and they don't care? So this is the paint she did. And she's just thrilled with the finished product. Just thrilled. Still needs a backing, but we can do that another day, or I can do that for her. She went through every stitch I had and found this top stitch I hadn't found. So I was really glad she did that. But she sewed all these little frayed things down and she pieced it together. So a 6-year-old seamstress is on her way. Of course, with the Nana teaching her that had 2 fails this week, I don't know if that's all going to be a good thing. Got a lot of knitting done. These are just dish rags, and I like to keep them on hand. I'll throw them in Happy Mail. I throw them in a just because bag if I'm going to go see somebody who I think might like them. That's all they are. I did cut out baby blankets. This is going to be a little receiving blanket when I get it sewed up. I've cut out some kind of Christmassy fabric. At least I kind of think it's Christmassy. I didn't do all my flannel because you never know when somebody's going to be born or there's an immediate need. But I thought this would be cute here at Christmas time to maybe go with a plaid blanket. And then I did a variety of, here's another Christmas one that I just had. And I make 2 sizes. Out of my big fabric, my pattern is like this. And then I just put it on the fold and I trace around it, doubled, so that I get 2 of them that are fairly much the same size. And then I also have a smaller one I use for scraps or little pieces of flannel. I always use flannel, excuse me, because it's more absorbent, and that's what all my nieces and my daughter-in-law, when she had the daycare and when she had her babies, really liked. Now I have terry cloth fabric. I have Minky that makes them fluffy and pretty, but the girls just don't like them as well. And they like these because I fringe them. And they can roll them up and stick them in a pocket. I mean, these little ones with the newborn, you know, they're tiny. I mean, that's little. And so they can put them in a coat pocket. They can put them in their purse. And my daughter-in-law even wet them and keeps them in her car. And then with her bottled water, she'll wet them. And she uses them on the kids if they need a wet rag. And she's out of baby wipes, or the baby wipes froze in the winter. So there's lots of good uses for the burp cloths, even when you're done. And then, what else did I got out fabric over here for my pillowcases. It's not been cut because I was waiting on the head of DFS to make sure about the pillowcases, and she okayed that. I knew blankets and burp cloths were okay. But talk about a great deal on fabric. Thread and Glue Designs, which I'll put in my descriptions, was showing on her channel a haul that she had from a lady up the road who quilts and wanted to buy more fabric and needed room. So she was selling $3 a yard, and she picked beautiful fabric, Steffi did. So I contacted her, and I've watched her a long time. I know she's a Christian. I know she's trustworthy. And I asked her, I know this is kind of, if she'd be willing to go shop for me. And she did it. Isn't that kind? So I sent her money through PayPal, and I sent enough for shipping it back. Well, she found awesome fabric. I mean, $3 a yard at $60, yeah. 30 yards of fabric. And some is Hobby Lobby, some's Joann's. It's not real cheap fabric. So what I did, after thanking her immensely, because she paid for the shipping to me so I could have more fabric, and then sent Happy Mail with it. But she just picked gorgeous fabric. So I went through and picked out some that I thought older girls, teenage girls, and teenage boys might be willing to put their head on. And I originally was going to only do Project Dress a Girl with them, but I just couldn't do that. I just couldn't leave out older kids. So I have a whole bunch of fabric that I've also had, and I'm going to make some pillowcases. I can't find another veil. I can't find my pillowcase size. And I went on Pinterest and I thought I saved it, and I didn't. So I need to do some more searching. So I do want to get these cut and get them made when I send all this, take all this baby stuff or send it in with my daughter-in-law who works on the other side of DFS. But I'm excited about having something for the older kids. She says that they are partnered with a church, but this is stuff they do not get from the church. And I'm sure they get diapers and, you know, all those other necessities. So these can kind of be a little bonus for them. So I do want to get those cut out. Then I was watching another channel that I'll put at the bottom, and she was making a little pouch for a junk journal, and it hit me, I need to do what my younger sister does and make little makeup cases out of the scraps of those pillowcases. And I'm thinking they can be for a boy or girl. The girls can have it for their makeup, their whatever. The boys can have it like a little travel bag, you know, to put their razor stuff, their toothpaste, whatever boys put in those things. I don't care if they put love letters. And if they don't want them, that's fine too. But if a boy does want that kind of stuff, or maybe he draws and needs something for colored pencils or that kind of stuff. I'm not thinking school, I'm just thinking they have had so little that if they want them, why not? I don't care. So I did get that idea. And my sister does it for a ministry that she sews for. So I made a few, but I'm thinking that might be in a project down the road. I don't even have zippers, so I'll have to get some zippers and stuff. And that may wait till I get to Florida, because I do have zippers down there. And that way I'm not purchasing zippers for up here and down there, and that's the only thing I'm doing with a zipper. You know how that works. But I did have a couple of successes. I was watching the Magickal Touch studio, and Carol McDonald on there had made a soul, S-O-U-L, vessel. And she had made it with Happy Mail, and she's had a rough couple of years. And recently she lost her dog that they'd had for, 13, 14 years up probably. And so she was putting a lot of tears into that soul vessel. Well, Kathy decided what she has, she needed. I do that a lot. And I decided to sew one. Well, what you do is you measure your circumference, I think it is, around your circle that you want for the bottom. And I just use tan felt. And then you do that with the string. And then you measure that long ways for the length of your snippet roll. And then you slow stitch on it, or embroider, whatever you want to call it. Machine, hand, whatever you do that maybe you want to do. Now, some people make these to put like maybe a jar in. Well, then if you've already got the vessel you're going to put in there, you just measure around it. I didn't. I like the soft. I like the fabric baskets. I like my rope baskets that I make. I like the soft because I can squeeze it into something. So in this one, I just put my rolls of embroidered thread in this one. Well, then this one's nice and light and can sit on the recliner with me at night or whatever, and I'm a digger anyway. So I had these in a wooden bowl. Well, instead of having it now in a wooden bowl, I have it in this little vessel, and it doesn't take near as long. On my Tea Tuesday that I just did this past Tuesday, my when I streamed, my subbies helped me design it, and it was so fun. I really enjoyed designing that on my channel because I got input that I wouldn't have thought of. The first one I made, I already had the snippet roll done, and I love making snippet rolls and just never have anything to do with them. So this was my first one. I put it on white, and I just put my slips that I'm gonna spill in it. And then I can put that right there on my sewing machine or wherever I need it. And I thought it turned out cute, but it was already made. So, I mean, it just took time for me to decide how big around I wanted the bottom and cut it and sew it together. That wasn't very long. But my other one took me a little while, and it was fun to sit and watch other subbies, channels, watch the birds outside at my bird feeder and whatever. So that's kind of been my sewing saga. Not a lot's going on. We're here and it's cold. The wind has been blowing so hard. And I've got to get out and walk more, but it's really hard to walk when it's this cold and windy and you're used to Florida. But I am gonna get out and walk. It's real sunny out and the wind isn't blowing as hard, so I think I can do it. My husband and son have been working on some ground in the woods back here, and I thought I might go walk out there. He said it's real hilly, but it'd make a pretty walk. So I might do that and maybe video the trees that are turning and some of those kind of things. I don't know. But life is good. God's blessed me. I've not had a painful week. My sinuses are messing with me, just like 900% of people in the world at this time of year. My heart's beating and I'm alive. And with Jesus as my Savior, what more could a girl want? So thanks for dropping in. Thanks for coming by. I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. If you've got answers to my panel, I'd sure appreciate it. If you'd like some happy mail, leave me your name and let me know in the comments, and then you can email me. That's on my descriptions, and it's in my about section, your address. And if you'll let me know when your birthday is, when that comes around, I'll send you a postcard. From my sewing room, this is Calico Kate. Always remember, you have a purpose.